a special guest with me today, my good friend Andy Garris from ProFabrication Headers and Exhaust. But tell us about your collector design. We got the 4-into-1. You've got something special with your collector, and we might be able to just flash this up to the camera so people can see the interior of this. And I don't know if we can see it on the regular camera, but it's really pretty beautiful how you bring all four of those pipes together in there. But tell us about this attachment and why you got these bolts and stuff rather than just welding this on.
Right. So when we first built our crate header, we had a weld-on collector, and I don't know what it was about. I don't know if it was how hard these cars are on stuff, beating around, all that heat. I don't know.
I did not have a seizure. I was mimicking being on a rough racetrack. So.
Right. Yeah. So I had some issues. Right. We had some that cracked around the collector, and as you know, we have a reputation of having a really nice product and something that lasts forever. And so I wasn't happy with it. And that was one thing that I'll say from the beginning is I don't think it was a mistake, but we learned from it. Mm-hmm. We built what we knew how to build, and it just wasn't, it didn't last as long as I would want. So, and also it helps if you support them right. But, to me, I have to assume nobody supports headers. So I have to build a header that lasts without supporting it, right?
Yeah, cantilevered off the engine with no ties back to the, to the chassis.
And you want to put a big heavy muffler on here, while you're going around the racetrack like this. So, either way, I have to assume, I have to make something that lasts, even for the people who don't take care of their stuff. So, we designed, first off, we went to a heavier gauge tube. And I didn't really see any issues later that year. Matter of fact, the other day was the first one I'd seen in a long time that we had issues with anyways. But, so we decided to go to our shop manager. Well, I'll go back. Our owner, Steve, said, why don't we just run a merge collector? Well, we all know you can't do that. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, so, the rules will not let us do merge collectors, yes.
So I said, no, we can't do that. He goes, well, it'll last forever. And I'm like, that's fine, but we can't do that. You know what I mean? We have to stay within the rules and not build any illegal headers. So our shop manager, we were all sitting down one day, it was like how to fix this, how to create something nice, how to make something repairable, all these different things were coming up. But the main reason was how long does something last, right? It was all come back to we're having issues and we got to fix it now. So he said, well, let me get a collector and go back there and mess around with it. I said, okay. So he came back and he goes, I got an idea. And I was like, okay. So he cut full collector blanks like we would be making a standard weld up collector that we would run on anything else, 4-into-1. And he cut where you normally would have a spike inside of the collector, he cut those legs way back and bent them over and welded it up. And I was like, this is genius.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, this gives us the flexibility for all this stuff to move around, which I'm not moving it right now, but everything to move around and heat and that kind of thing, so it'll last forever. And yet we don't have a merge collector because there's no spike in it, there's no choke, it's straight 3-inch. I was like, that fixed our issue, right? We can allow things to move, contract with heat. You have a nice flow from all the tubes coming into the collector. It's a really nice transition through there. And also, we could slide this collector off, and if this tube gets wrecked, like I had one brought to me this past week, that this tube right here was wrecked. Well, now I can just slide the collector off and cut this one tube out and repair that tube. And it cost them like $150 or something, So it was like, instead of buying a whole side, or before where we would have to cut a whole collector off and, or just try to cut a little section out and try to weld around it and make it look, cobble it up, try to fix it, So not, it made it more repairable. It gave us better performance, and also it made the header last longer. So to me, it was like a win-win for everybody.
I completely agree. I think it's really innovative. Hadn't seen anything like it, and you know, I think it's a good addition. It's
Right.
a good example of something, and it's great. We've got this on the late model side. Now we've also got it on the street stock side
Yep.
as well.